Hey y'all, what's up? It's Ashlyn here. Sorry, I have the ring light on me, so I might have to take these off, but I really can't see. They're really dirty. So I know I told you guys I was going to be going to the library to a library book sale, and I did. That's right here, right in this white bag. This whole white bag was $5. But upon that, I also stopped at Dollar Tree, and I haven't done a Dollar Tree haul in a hot minute. So I was thinking I could go ahead and do the Dollar Tree haul first. It's very small, very small. Not really all that exciting, to be honest, but hey, you never know. There's a couple things in here that I was surprised that they already have, because considering it's, July already, almost August actually, which is crazy to me. But it's crazy to me. Okay, so first and foremost, I got this cute little bristle brush. It's called a scrub brush, soft grip scrub brush. I have some messes to clean up. Some Kool-Aid got spilt, and I got some carpet cleaner, which is already under the sink, and I'm not gonna go get it. But this little bristle brush, the only thing I don't like about it is it doesn't have a handle, but at the same time I do like that it has a handle. You can also get like rubber gloves and things like that for $1.25, but this was the little bristle brush. Yep, cheap, fun, I got a new phone grip, which is a pop socket. Sean adhesive, sticks securely to most phone cases. This one's a little more festive-like. It's like palm trees and pink and pretty and fun. As you guys know, I did have one that was tie-dye, but after a while, it just wears into just the color. So even after this wears out, it's just going to be like a bright pink, which is going to look really good on the back of my phone, since I have a black case. So there's that. And then I found this 6-foot extension cord, and this really isn't that bad. It's got 3 prongs on it, so you can plug in 3 things to it. But it's 6 foot, 16 gauge, indoor use only. So there's that. That's the only thing I didn't realize when I bought it, because I was going to get it for outdoor lights. But you can never go wrong with an extension cord. I did get another candle lighter. Mine got broken, so... But I did get one of those long candle lighters. I also picked up, just to be on the safe side, some cheap little neon colored lighters. There's a purple, a blue, and an orange. I think I did that backwards, but that's okay. It's just a little 3-pack for $1.25. No, I don't smoke, guys. I just light a lot of candles. A lot. So, there's that. I did pick up this SPF 30 sunscreen lotion from Sun Basics at the Dollar Tree as well. So there is that as well. I started burning a little bit on my shoulders when I go out a lot. It's also like over 100 degrees out here, which is crazy because like we don't have any bodies of water anywhere near us to even cool down. So yeah, I found this and I was curious about it. It's an ultrasonic face mister. It says refresh and dehydrate, rechargeable battery. So it's rechargeable. I have no idea about this, so I was going to try this with you guys because it looks fun. It looks interesting. I think you fill this with water yourself or something. Yeah, it lights up. I'm not sure. I'll have to like really look into it. But I think that water comes out of this little area right here. So there are directions and instructions. There's also a little USB for it. So it really is rechargeable. But I was thinking since it's so hot out, this would be a cute little tool to have because it will cool me off maybe. So I got that. And then the other thing that I got, and I'm really excited for this, it says Follow That Dream. It's a 2024 12-month calendar. It's not the 2-pack. They have 2 packs out there, but not in this, like this one. But it has like a smaller calendar right here, like really a pocket size, just like another one you can put somewhere in your house. My apartment is not that big. It's a one-bedroom apartment, but I mean, I only keep the calendars in the living room anyways. I don't need a calendar in my bedroom. My walls are covered as it is, except for this wall back here. This wall, I'm still working on trying to figure something out for it. I want to bring some of my books into the bedroom. And I did pick up some shelving, and I'm hoping that it's going to work really well. But I'm also looking at those floating bookshelves. But this one says, for January, just try. February, love will set you free. March, attack your dreams with fearlessness and humility. April, hustle and heart will set you apart. May, dream a little bigger. June, always stay humble and kind, which is my grandma's favorite song. I thought that was my boyfriend. It's not. Imperfection is beauty. Be kind and be brave. Believe in yourself. Be bold, be brave, be you. Follow that dream and marry everything. So, yeah, it looks like this on the back. These fun little things right here. These are all the different months. And I thought it was just going to be really cute to have in the apartment. Just, you know, a little inspirational, positivity. So, that is everything in the Dollar Tree bag, which, do you guys see their new bags? I don't know why, but they're using Family Dollar bags at Dollar Tree right now, which is really strange to me. But I guess they're becoming affiliated or something. That's going to cause a fire. Okay, so now what you guys are really into, and I apologize for taking so long to get to it, but what you guys are really here for is the books. So give me 1 second to collect myself, get a drink because I am a little parched, and we will get into the books. FYI, if you see any books that you are interested in, just let me know, and if you have them, we can buddy read together. Also, like and subscribe this video right now. Thanks. It helps me. Okay. So, the whole real deal, you guys are here. Alright, so I have A Year to the Day, Every Ending Has a Beginning by Robin Benway. Looks like this. It is actually an advanced reader's edition that's not for sale. From May 9th of 2022. So it says, it's been a year of missing Nina. Leo can't remember what happened the night of the accident. All she knows is that she left the party with her older sister Nina and Nina's boyfriend East, and now Nina is dead, killed by a drunk driver and leaving Leo with a hole inside her that's impossible to fill. East, who loved Nina also as much as Leo did, is the person who seems to most understand how she feels, and the two form a friendship based on their shared grief. But as she struggles to remember what happened, Leo discovers that East remembers every detail of the accident, and he won't tell her anything about it. In fact, he refuses to talk about that night at all. As the days tumble one into the next, Leo's story comes together while her world falls apart. How can she move on if she never knows what really happened that night? And is happiness even possible in a world without Nina? So this sounds really, really good. It's got a interesting setup for pages, but it is 335 pages, super big breeze to get through. Hopefully it's going to keep our attention. And that sounds like a mystery thriller. I picked this up at a what you call it? Pick this one and this one up and this one up. These 4 were picked up at garage sales, and one of them is not even mine. So there is that. I did pick up a middle grade. It's called The Magician's House Quartet, The Door in the Tree by William Corlett. It says 13-year-old William Constant and his 2 younger sisters, Mary and Alice, have come to ancient, mysterious a golden house in Wales for the holidays. Their lives will never be the same once they enter the magician's house and discover their destiny. The secret of magic. It's vacation again, time for William, Mary, and Alice to return to Golden House. They made a solemn vow not to speak of anything that happened on their last visit to Uncle Jack's home. Was the magic real? It seems like a dream to William and Mary. Only Alice knows the secret of magic believing. It is Alice who discovers the dark and dreadful path, Alice who is irresistibly drawn to the ancient yew tree, and it is Alice who finds the door in the tree leading to the secret hiding place of the magician. It wasn't a dream. Soon they become the magician's students, led by the kestrel, the badgers, and the dog into the most perilous assignment of all. So this is what it looks like. You know, really interesting, fun, things like that. Then I picked up a DC Comics Wildcard from Scholastic, and this is Harley Quinn Wildcard. It is set up like a middle grade chapter book instead of a graphic novel. It does have chapters in it, so that's fun. It says, who is Harley Quinn? How does she go from being the Joker's sidekick to joining the Suicide Squad? Will she ever side with the good guys, or is she a supervillain through and through? In this biography, complete with illustrations, fast facts, and notes from Harley herself, you'll learn the complete history of the Maiden of Mayhem. So, of course I picked that up. I'm a huge Harley Quinn fan. Also a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan, as you guys can see. This one is Periel Aschenbrand, author of The Only Bush I Trust Is My Own, which I want to get so bad. It sounds so good. And this is called On My Knees, and it's a memoir. It says, a brash body and downright ballsy ode to the ups and downs of life and love. On My Knees opens with Periel Aschenbrand, still reeling from a breakup with her longtime boyfriend, chain-smoking her days away on a plastic-covered couch and watching reruns of Law & Order, while she squats in her dead grandmother's apartment in the East Village. Armed with her wicked wit and motley cast of characters that includes her hovering Jewish mother, an eccentric uncle, and her neurotic best friend, Wing Woman, Aschenbrand embarks on a Dante-esque journey through the many rings of single girl, hell involving crazy one-night stands, an unhealthy attachment to a dental hygienist, a run-in with Philip Roth, and in the end, a trip to Israel in an encounter with the man who just might be the one. Hysterical and heartfelt, On My Knees traces Periel's attempt to rebuild her life, her relationships, and her trademark confidence in a story so riotous it would make Chelsea Handler blush. And this is what it looks like. Looks so good, you guys. She is a beautiful person. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm excited for it. I read a couple of the pages alone, and the language in it, I don't know why, but I always get so excited when there's like beyond crazy language in a book just at the beginning. It really grabs my attention because I guess I don't have a very clean mouth. Well, not clean mouth, but I have a very sailor-esque mouth when I'm upset. And people are branding off of that for their own, like, this is how I remember this person type deal. You know what I mean? So there's that. I bought this one. If you guys watched my garage sale, I think it was my garage sale or thrift hunting or something hunting video. I bought this book for $3 for a friend of mine who is about to have a child. And it's called The Brave Art of Motherhood, Fight Fear, Gain Confidence, and Find Yourself Again by Rachel Marie Martin. And it says, tomorrow doesn't have to be like yesterday if you decide to change today. And that's all I'm going to say about it. But it looks like this, and she's going to read it, and she's going to love it. I think it's going to be a good book for her just to get through her pregnancy. She's like 13 or 14 weeks along now. According to the doctors yesterday, she's only 12, but I'm thinking the baby's just measuring small, maybe. My phone is going to go off because of work, my new job, so apologies. Then I got Meg Cabot's Jinx, which I've heard good things about this, and the fun thing is also I actually found it on audiobook on Hoopla. So, if I don't feel like holding a physical copy or I'm with a client or something and I want to read while they're taking a nap or something, I can go ahead and bring the physical book with me, or I can pull it up on my phone. And even on my phone, when it's in the audiobook version, you can pull it down so you can actually follow along with it if you want to. But this book is supposed to be really good. It says, the only thing Jane Honeychurch hates more than her boring name, not Jean Marie or Jeanette, just Jean, is her all-too-appropriate nickname, Jinx. Misfortune seems to follow her everywhere she goes, which is why she is thrilled to be moving in with her aunt and uncle in New York City. Maybe when she's halfway across the country, Jinx can finally outrun her bad luck, or at least escape the havoc she's caused back in her small hometown. But trouble has definitely followed Jinx to New York, and is causing big problems for her cousin Tori, who is not happy to have the family black sheep around. Beautiful, glamorous Tori is hiding a dangerous secret, one that she's sure Jinx is going to reveal. Jinx is beginning to realize it isn't just bad luck she's been running from. It's something far more sinister. And the curse Jinx has lived under since the day she was born might just be the only thing that can save her life. And this is a Harper teen book. It is... not sure. It's very short, shorter than most books. It is 262 pages, so I think this might be the shortest book on my list. I'm not sure. I haven't been telling you guys all of the things, so I apologize. Now we're getting into the book sale books, and I am so excited. They didn't have as many that really caught my attention as they have in the years before, but that's okay because my bookshelves, you guys remember I just did a huge unhaul. Well, this is my haul. It's not as bad as it could have been. There's still quite a few books in here. However, it took me a while to get through and like really figure out what I wanted. Now, this first one I'm going to show you, I went back twice to see if it was still there after I did my round. And then I did another round. And then I came back to see if it was still there, and it was. So I was like, okay, this book is on my mind. I'm thinking about it. It's fate. I'm going to get it. And this is Jamie Alden's Beg for Mercy. Looks like this. And it says, Megan Flynn thought she was falling in love. Cool Williams wasn't just handsome and passionate. He was one of the good guys. Or so she thought, until he arrested her brother, the only family she has left, for a murder she knows he couldn't have possibly committed. Now, with her heart broken and her brother's life hanging in the balance, Megan will risk everything to prove his innocence, even if that means throwing herself into the path of a sadistic killer with a hauntingly familiar M.O. Seattle detective Cole Williams had given up on making Megan see reason where her brother is concerned. But when she insinuates herself into the most shockingly brutal case Cole has ever worked, he can't stand idly by. Plunged into a secret world where the city's elite indulge their darkest desires, Cole will do whatever it takes to bring down a madman who has made Megan his most coveted prey. And I don't know why, but I kept going back and thinking, I want to read this. I want to do this. This sounds so good. And it is 432 pages. Oh, wait, no. It's 429 pages. And then it has, like, authors give you the inside scoop, which is the dish that goes for a few pages. So it goes to a total of 438 pages with that included. But this I'm so excited for, so ready for. I think I'm going to be picking it up here soon. Sorry, I have the TV on too, so I'm kind of watching TV at the same time. And I'm kind of losing it a little bit. Okay. So then, this isn't a book, but I wanted this movie so bad. It's Sex and the City, the movie, the extended version. So I now own Sex and the City, the movie, and Sarah Jessica Parker as Carrie Bradshaw looks freaking phenomenal in this. Just saying. So we'll put that to the side. This book gives me the creeps. I saw it though and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to pick this up for Summerween or Halloween. But Summerween's almost like over. So it's called Your House is on Fire, Your Children All Gone by Stefan Kiesbye. But look at this cover, you guys. You cannot tell me that is not a haunting cover. Like, this little girl looks like she's looking into your soul. Into your soul. She looks innocent but terrifying all at once. And I just realized right behind her are hanging dead animals. There is like a chicken of some sort and I think a pig. No, that is a goat. And it says, a very elegant nightmare, so appalling and so beautiful. And it does. It looks absolutely stunning. Says, Shirley Jackson meets the Twilight Zone in this riveting novel of supernatural horror. A village on the Devil's Moor, a place untouched by time and shrouded in superstition. There is the grand manor house whose occupants despise the villagers, the small pub whose regulars talk of revenants, the old mill no one dares to mention. This is where 4 young friends come of age in an atmosphere thick with fear and suspicion. Their innocent games soon bring them face to face with the village's darkest secrets in this eerily dispassionate, astonishingly assured novel, evocative of Stephen King's classic short story, Children of the Corn, and infused with the spirit of the Brothers Grimm. Okay, so if you guys have never watched Children of the Corn, it's terrifying. And then to add the Brothers Grimm, that's even, beautiful. I am so ready for this. I think this is going to be a really, really good read. And it is 198 pages. So far this is the most shortest book I have besides the Harley Quinn one. So this is exciting. All right, next I have Threats by Amelia Gray. I'm not sure what this is. It looked good. This was like the last thing I picked up. And it says, David's wife is dead. At least he thinks she's dead. But he can't figure out what killed her or why she had to die. And his efforts to sort out what's happened have been interrupted by his discovery of a series of elaborate and escalating threats hidden in strange places around his home. One buried in the sugar bag, another carved into the side of his television. These disturbing threats may be the best clues to his wife's death. Curl up on my lap, let me brush your hair with my fingers. I am singing you a lullaby. I am testing for structural weaknesses in your skull. Detective Chico is also on the case and is intent on asking David questions he doesn't know the answers to and introducing him to people who don't appear to have David's or his wife's best interests in mind. With no one to trust, David is forced to rely on his own memories and faculties, but they too are proving unreliable. In Threats, Amelia Gray builds a world that is bizarre yet familiar, violent yet tender. It is an electrifying story of love and loss that grabs you on the first page and never loses its grip. And this one is, I need to start letting you guys know the page count on these. 278 pages. The way it's picked up, it's fairly small chapters, maybe like 4 or 5 pages a chapter. So very quick read. That's why it's going to really grab your attention too. This is another one I had to really take the time and come back to. This is a chunky book. Okay, this book is 500 pages. With 91 chapters. But it's a John Lutz book, and it's called Serial. And it looks like this. Who else would pick this up? I want to know down in the comments section below, especially if you made it to this point, because we're not even halfway through this bag yet. But this says, the killer becomes the hunted. She was gagged, violated, tortured. Nailing the killer is priority number 1, and only the best will do. That means Frank Quinn. And Quinn wouldn't want it any other way, because he recognizes the victim. Years ago, as a homicide detective, he saved her young life. Now the hunt is on, and deep in his gut, Quinn welcomes it. He knows he's seeing the work of a truly twisted serial killer, except it's not the ritual weapon that makes this killer so disturbing. It's who he kills and how he makes them suffer. I'm so living for it. I mean, yeah, she gets gagged and violated and tortured, but it's a serial killer book. And I knew a serial killer because it says serial, and it's not C-E-R, it's S-E-R-I. So that's how you know. Alright, the little 3 on the side here. We have Miss Me When I'm Gone, which is a book I was looking for because I actually took a picture of it before on my phone that I was going to do it. And they withdrew this book for some reason. I don't know why. They said, okay, so they said, hold on. Okay, so I overheard when someone was purchasing their books that they got like 2 bags of books for $5 a bag. And they said, so why are there so many books? Are these donations? And they said, well, some of them were donation. However, a lot of them are coming from the adult department downstairs in the basement because they're getting ready to remodel. Now you see, we've already done our upstairs remodel and we've already done our first floor remodel. The second floor, which I will tell you right now, if you go to YouTube and you look up Hayes Public Library, haunting, you will come across where we had ghost hunters come out and they actually picked up on a lot of EMF and EMF detecting and shadows and things like that. So it is haunted. So I'm a little terrified to see what's going to happen after they start the remodel down there. Because a lot of spirits, if you watch Ghost Hunters, a lot of spirits actually don't like when you mess with their area. Especially if they're the residual routine hauntings. They just, they're going through their dailies and everything like that. Like, I believe one, they said might be a janitor that passed away down there or something. And I don't think he's going to appreciate when he goes to do his rounds. And I know I'm speaking for a spirit, but I don't think he's going to appreciate when he goes to do his rounds how everything's going to be changed. The book stacks are going to be different. They said they had a little bit of activity when they moved things around down there last time. And we have our Kansas room down there, which is our state area, like with all the books about Kansas, all of them. We have BTK Killer down there. We have a bunch of other like little things. There was actually a murder of a little girl, not here where I'm at, but yeah. So there's a lot of history down there. And I'm a little worried, but I'm excited that I have a couple books that I've been eyeballing, and then they just disappeared, and I was like, well, where did they go? And I asked, and they said that they took them off the shelves, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't think that they were going to just get rid of them, but they said also they have a lot of newer books coming in, and I don't know exactly, if you guys know this answer, but how do libraries obtain books? I want to get on their program because they get multiple copies or they get just a single copy, but they get to put it on their shelves. And I don't think it costs anything. I could be wrong, but I'm very curious because I would love, love, love to be able to get in touch with like a publishing company and get, free or discounted books sent to me. I think that would be awesome, especially like with genres I love, like thrillers, and I like some rom-coms, I'm not gonna lie. I did pick up a couple of rom-coms here recently. But like I got this book called The Sunday Murders Club. You guys will see it when I do that library hall visit, so I'm so confused. Give me 1 second and we'll get back into the books. I apologize for rambling on. Okay, so anyway, back to what I was saying. We have Emily Arsenault's Miss Me When I'm Gone. This is author Gretchen Waters made a name for herself with her bestseller Tammyland, a memoir about her divorce and her admiration for country music icons Tammy Wynette, Loretta Lynn, and Dolly Parton that was praised as a honky-tonk eat, pray, love. But her writing career is cut abruptly short when she dies from a fall down a set of stone library steps. It is a tragic accident and no one suspects foul play, certainly not Gretchen's best friend from college, Jami, who's been named the late author's literary executor. But there is an unfinished manuscript Gretchen left behind that is much darker than Tammyland, a book ostensibly about male country musicians yet centered on a murder in Gretchen's family that haunted her childhood. In its pages, Gretchen seems to be speaking to Jami from beyond the grave, suggesting her death was no accident, and that Jami must piece together the story someone would kill to keep untold. So there's that. I do apologize. I'm very terribly, out of breath. Hold on, there's a Q&A about the author. 356 pages, and then it has about the author, about the book, and read on. So it's got insights, interviews, and more. So, all right. Next, I have Penelope Fitzgerald's The Bookshop, which I think I've read this one before, but I can't quite recall. So we'll double check that. I think I've read this before, though. This is what it looks like. And it says, in 1959, Florence Green, a kind-hearted widow with a small inheritance, risked everything to open a bookshop, the only bookshop, in the seaside town of Hardborough. By making a success of a business so impractical, she invites the hostility of the town's less prosperous shopkeepers. By daring to enlarge her neighbors' lives, she crosses Miss Gamart, the local arts doyen. Her warehouse leaks, her cellar seeps, and the shop is apparently haunted. Only too late does she begin to suspect the truth that a town that lacks a bookshop isn't always a town that wants one. Balzac, an expert on how nasty people can be to one another in small country places, once said that the ordinaries of human lives can never be a measure of the effort it takes to keep them going. Anyone who has found this to be true will admire Florence Green for her wit and her innocent courage, a courage that comes from simply choosing to survive. So it sounds like it's going to be a murder situation, which we love. Next, I got Natalia Ginzburg's Happiness as Such. And it says, at the heart of happiness as such is an absence, an abyss that pulls everyone to its brink. Created by a family's only son, Michael, who has fled from Italy to England to escape the dangers of his radical political ties. This novel is part epistolary. His mother writes letters to him, nagging him. His sister Angelica writes missing him. So does Mara, his former lover, telling him about the birth of her son who may be his own. Left to clean up Michael's mess, his family and friends complain, commiserate, tease, and grieve, struggling valiantly with the small and large calamities of their interconnected lives. Natalia Ginzburg's most beloved book in Italy and one of her finest achievements, Happiness as Such, is an original, wise, raw comic novel that cuts to the bone. So in here you'll get different letters from different people in his family, and it all will tie together, which is really cool. This one's 162 pages. Alright, we're down to the stretch. I apologize, guys. I will pull these out as we go. I'm really excited for one of these. And you guys will see which one it is, because I think I've, talked about it in the past. These will have to find homes on my shelves. But we have 2, 4, 6 left. We have You'll Never Know, Dear by Hallie Ephron. It's a novel of suspense, and it's got a freaking baby doll head on it. And I was like, ooh, that looks creepy. So it says, Lissy Woodham was only 7 years old when her little sister Jami disappeared. They had been in the front yard playing with their dolls, custom creations made for them by their mother, Miss Sorrell, a famous doll maker. Lissy wandered off for a moment. When she returned to the yard, Janie was gone, and so was her doll. Now, an adult with a college-age daughter of her own, Liz has never stopped blaming herself for what happened, and it continues to haunt her. Every year on the anniversary of Janie's disappearance, Miss Sorrell places a classified ad in the local papers with a picture of Janie's one-of-a-kind doll, offering a cash reward for its return. Never in all these years has anyone brought her a doll that could be Janie's until now. 4 decades after Janie went missing, a woman responds to the ad with a broken porcelain doll. What begins as a small clue in a tragic cold case turns into something far more sinister. The woman in Miss Sorrell's family may be in danger, because whoever knows the truth about what happened all those years ago will do anything to keep it hidden. So it sounds really, really good. It is 288 pages with 48 chapters. They look like they're pretty long chapters, I want to say. A little bit long, a little bit short, just really depends. And then there's an about the author section. But this is what it looks like. It looks terrifying. Alright. This one I picked up on an instant. This is Joyce Carol Oates. Lovely, dark, and deep. And these are stories, multiple different stories. And I love this. I actually borrowed this from the library forever ago. I mean, look how beautiful that is. But I borrowed this from the library forever ago, and I didn't get to read all the stories. They start from 1963, and they go all the way down to 2012. They start with By the North Gate and end with Black Dahlia and White Rose. And it says, from the legendary literary master, winner of the National Book Award, and New York Times bestselling author Joyce Carol Oates, a collection of 13 spellbinding stories that maps the eerie darkness within us all. You guys see a little bit of a thing here going. Okay, so for instance, insightful, disturbing, and mesmerizing in their lyrical precision, the stories in Lovely Dark Deep display Joyce Carol Oates' astonishing ability to make visceral the fear, hurt, and uncertainty that lurks at the edges of ordinary lives. In Mastiff, a woman and a man are joined in an erotic bond forged out of terror and gratitude. Sex with Camel explores how a 16-year-old boy realizes the depth of his love for his grandmother and how vulnerable those feelings make him. Fearful that her husband is vanishing from their life, a woman becomes obsessed with keeping him in her sight and the disappearing. A Book of Martyrs reveals how the end of a pregnancy brings with it the end of a relationship. And in the title story, the elderly Robert Frost is visited by an interviewer, a troubling young woman who seems to know a good deal more about his life than she could. A piercing and evocative collection, Lovely Dark Deep reveals Joyce Carol Oates at her most imaginative and unsettling. And this is literally 420 pages, guys, of stories. I love this cover. I think it's absolutely stunning. This doesn't give, there you go. There's the justice it needs. It's got flowers all over and its hands, and there's blood on a couple of the fingertips, and just beautiful. Love this book. Oh my god. We're just going to pretend that never happened. Next, The Hive by Gil Hornby. Not sure what this is, but it does have a crown on it, so I'm thinking it has something to do with rich people, maybe? It says there's only room for one queen bee. It's the start of another school year at St. Ambrose. While the children are busy in the classroom, their mothers are learning sharper lessons. Lessons in friendship, lessons in betrayal, lessons in the laws of community, the transience of power, and how to get invited to lunch. Beatrice, undisputed queen bee, ruler by divine right of all school fundraising this year, last year, and surely for many to come. Heather, desperate to volunteer, desperate to be noticed, desperate to belong. Georgie, desperate for a cigarette. And Rachel, watching them all, keeping her distance, but soon to discover that the line between amused observer and miserable outcast is a thin one. The Hive is a wickedly funny and astutely observed story about female friendship, power plays, and the joys and perils, well, mainly perils, of trying to do one's part. So it sounds so freaking good. Love a book like this. Autumn term? Oh, okay. 340 pages, guys. It confused me for a second. Someone said, Lydia Netzer, author of New York Times notable book of the year, Shine, 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 said Mean Girls for Moms. It begins as a tart vivisection of mother culture. The invidious comparisons, the one-upping, the compliments that insult, yet in the tradition of the best satire, which engenders a fondness for its targets even as it skewers. The Hive made me fall in love with these women, each flawed and interesting, trying in her own way to be herself. An acute, funny, and sometimes scary comedy of manners. Clever and witty, anyone who has ever found themselves picked last for games or not invited for lunch will shudder with recognition. So, there are a lot of blurbs on here. Oh, Maria Semple, author of Where'd You Go, Bernadette, said, with a wicked eye and a giant heart, Gil Hornby weaves a lively and hilarious tale that's pure fun. If you love Bridget Jones's Diary and you have a child in school, The Hive is the book for you. So, I loved Bridget Jones's Diary. I read the book and watched the movie. And I don't have a child in school. But I think I'm still going to love it. Alright, next, this one I'm so freaking excited for, guys. This is The Suicide of Claire Bishop by Periel Aschenbrand. I've had this on my radar for a hot minute. It disappeared off the shelves. I was like, oh my gosh, where did it go? It was on display for like a while, actually, and then it just disappeared. Alright, Greenwich Village, 1959. Claire Bishop sits for a portrait, a gift from her husband, only to discover that what the artist has actually depicted is Claire's suicide. Haunted by the painting, Claire is forced to redefine herself within a failing marriage and a family history of madness. Shifting ahead to 2004, West, a young man with schizophrenia, obsesses over a painting he encounters in a gallery, a mysterious image of a woman's suicide. Convinced it was painted by his ex-girlfriend, West constructs an elaborate delusion involving time travel, hasadism, art theft, and the terrifying power of representation. When West and Claire finally meet in the present, delusions are shattered and lives are forever changed. This is 384 pages. Excited. Alright, two more, guys. Two more. Bear with me, okay? Please bear with me. This is Craig Robertson in Random. It says 6 victims, 1 brutal killer, no rhyme, no reason, no mercy. It's got a picture of a chair, and then right over here on the wall is a bloody handprint. Glasgow is being terrorized by a murder the media have nicknamed the Cutter, but how do you catch a serial killer when even he doesn't know who's next? At the desk at the door were two glass bowls. One held mints, the other business cards. I reached into the business cards with my right hand. I delved deep and took one out. Jonathan Carr, Salter, Fife, and Bryce Solicitors, 1024 Bath Street. Perfect. Not that it would have mattered who he was or what he did. All of my victims are selected at random, each one brought to me by a cruel twist of fate, but I'm not a complete psycho. I wouldn't want you to think that. Telling the story in his own words, the Cutter reveals the method and motives that drive him to kill again and again in an escalating spree that leaves DS, Rachel, Neri, and her team mystified. It says, for fans of Val McDermott, and Stuart McBride, comes an ingenious debut thriller with a terrifying twist. And what terrifies me is this might actually be, like, actual. And it is, oh my gosh, wait, what? 356 pages. I was going to say the pages aren't numbered. It says, meet a cold killer and a hot new author for fans of Mark Billingham and Val McDermott. So, there's that. And the very last book, you guys are going to be like, what? This, I don't know. I don't know what was wrong with me when I went into here. Yes, I do. Things happened, and my boyfriend's getting help, so he's not around currently. He was court-ordered for some things, so I'm working on getting my act back together. But this is The Sex Tourist by Olivia Wilde, based on a shocking true story. I'm like, kind of here for it. I hate the font, though. I just looked at the font. It says 354 pages. It says, based on the true story of sex tourism in Eastern Europe, this novel is a raw and honest portrayal of real life from the very heart of the industry. Don't kiss on the lips, and whatever you do, never fall in love with your client. That's what they say. When sex worker Lillian falls for a British guy, she can't help but imagine a better life for herself, but the temptation of easy money will ultimately seal her fate. After discovering Lillian's diary, her sister Vivian sparks an international manhunt using whatever resource she can in the hope of catching her sister's killer. But to do so, Vivian must also discover the shocking reality of the life her sister had led. The trail to discover the truth is often more complicated than it first seems. This story contains explicit sexual content and graphic language, and it's only suitable for readers aged 18 and up. So, the font, though, oh my gosh. The font is terribly small. So, that's always fun. But that is everything. So that was, okay, so there were 18 books from the book sale. Well, no, there were 12 books from the book sale, 1 from the ARC, 1 from a free bin, and 4 from a garage sale. So that's 18 books in total at least, so that's always fun. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. If you saw any books that interested you or you want to buddy read with me, let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to buddy read. I haven't had that opportunity yet, and I think it would be really awesome. So give me a shout, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!